Hey, Kitaholic Kits peeps, how are we all? So here I am, I'm up with my first video for the month of July with the July kits. How awesome are they? Gotta say, love this one. Think I'm a bit partial to the boys' kits. But I'm using this kit for something other than a boy layout, so showing a bit of versatility here. I'm doing a Project Life spread, which you would have seen there, documenting our family vacation. So this is going in our family 2018 album. So it is, I can't get my words out. Good start to the video, Ames. So as I said, it isn't your typical boys layout because it is from the Coco Vanilla Studio Boys Rule collection. So I'm pretty certain, obviously everyone would think straight away, and in total fairness, I guess, it's all boys, which obviously it's tailored to that. But I wanted to bend the rules a little bit with my first video and do something a bit different. Wait till you see the one that's coming out after this, which will be my next Facebook post for the month. It is completely role reverse. No, not role reverse, but yeah. Wait till you see it. Blow your mind a little bit, I think. But anyway, let's focus on the task at hand. So as I said, Project Life spread. I've already trimmed my photos. I'd already trimmed my papers down. So I have the main kit here and the paper add-ons. So I have cut into the papers to create my own Project Life. As most of you who know me on my channel know me well enough to know that's generally what I do now. I usually cut down all the papers and do it that way, make my own. So I'm just using the clear stickers here to create a title card. So as I said, Totally Awesome Vacay is the title of this spread. So these stickers came in the kit as well, in the main kit as well, and they're just some American Crafts stickers. They're not associated with the collection at all, I believe. No. It was good. It was a bit of a break away from the boys collection, but fitted in well with the black and the white and some of the the geo tags, and you can see the little black hearts and those sorts of things. So it fits in quite well. Now I did actually go back and forth for the title card because I wasn't sure if I wanted to add some colour or something behind the vacay because the card is grey and white. I thought, is that too white? Is the words, the stickers going to be, not right and not stand out enough? But because they're a bit dimensional, they do pop out a little bit against the clear stickers, I think. And I'm going to add some pops of colour there with these hearts, the puffy hearts that came in the kit as well. So it all works out in the end, and that black and white camera also came on the thickers as well, which I really like that camera. So I thought that worked out quite well. So using those, again, as you can see, using those clear stickers for a purpose other than what you would initially think that they are intended for. Because this Project Life spread is of the vacation itself, so we went away for a week in January, towards the end of January when all of our kids were here, and spent a week up at my partner's sister's and her husband's in Southwest Rocks, which is sort of the top part of New South Wales. It is absolutely freaking beautiful up there. I could live there, I tell you what. It is the most gorgeous place ever. Seriously, ever. Well, to me it is. It's quiet, it's beachy, it's just perfect. But so this spread has got a variety of different photos from that vacation. So I just wrote January 2018 because there'll be multiple spreads here. This has got 1,000 different photos on it, but there's also going to be some 12 by 12 layouts. There's some in the kids' individual albums from that week, so we will see the dates sort of cross over. So if I wanted to, I can go back and write the dates on the individual photos because they're there if I want them, but we get the point. You know, it's that end week. We knew when we went away, and I have the photos there for reference later on if we need it. Now, the lighting's changed because I started my spread late yesterday afternoon, so it is Saturday night here, and I started it yesterday afternoon. Thought, yes, I'll get some time to do it. Then my niece woke up from her afternoon nap, and I was like, bugger. So I had to put it away, and I got back to it last night. So before I did, anyone who joined in on the Facebook Live, I hope you enjoyed it last night. It was my first one, and I think I did okay. I wasn't too nerve-wrackingly rambly, I hope. But yes, so I just jumped in and finished this before I did that, just to get me in the mood, I guess. I was really busting to get it finished because I had the mojo going for this spread. So what I've done there is just, again, trim down some of one of the pattern papers here. I trimmed down this photo really small because I really didn't see the need to have all of the photo there, I guess. And I really loved this frame, and it was perfect. The kids were playing a game in the pool, God knows what, with the big pool floaty toy things, and this frame just fitted perfectly. It came from the chipboard ephemera, that's what you want to call it, pack. That also came in the kit, but is part of the collection, the Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection. So this month's kit, if you have just popped over and seen this, had, as I said, the Boys Rule collection from Cocoa Vanilla, and we got in the main kit, which was totally awesome, was the chipboard, the die cuts, plus obviously the exclusive stuff that we get, as well as some, as you can see, the enamel piece dots there, some sequins, some washi, but these are the chipboard pieces. And so we were very spoilt with having a variety of the collection in our kits this month, which was awesome. So loving the chipboard. So yes, this frame fitted perfectly on this 3x4 card. And just that thin washi, which I generally fight with my big uncoordinated fingers. Thin washi and I don't always mix very well. I can never get it to work, but it's getting there. Just adding a little label from the exclusive printables here, and I just pop a little bit of journaling in underneath, and I think, can't remember if I call this one done. Oh no, I think I either add some sequins or something blingy to it. I think I add a little bit more sparkle, because why not? Always go nuts with the embellishing when I first get a kit, because there's just so much loveliness, and I'm like, I just want to use it all. It is all there. I can never decide. I'm not a decision maker. That's just my nature. And yeah, so I find it really difficult. So I just want to use all the pretties all at once. So just adding these really gorgeous enamel dots, which I fight with. And it's funny, the last few weeks I've been doing the whole, I was loving the rule of 3. So 3 of the same thing, like I've tried doing it there. But in the last few days in scrapping, or the last week maybe, whatever, the rule, not rule, but I've kind of moved away from that and gone, I don't mind the whole 2. I'm always an even number person. It's just whatever. So, but then the rule of 3 really worked with me over the last little while, and you would have potentially heard me talk about it in other videos that I've heard. I've learnt that from other big scrappers like Inky Quill and things like that, and it works for me. In my logical mind, it works for me. But then looking at things now, and I'm like, of late, the whole 2 spots of things has worked just as equally well. So I'm like, I just make the rule up as I go. You know, I've said this before, and I've heard other scrapbookers say it before. There is no real rule to crafting. You know, you've just got to make it work for you. You have to be happy with it. You need to be able to flick your album open and go, I made that. I'm cool with that. Not someone else. And, you know, even if you are you know, showing other people, meh, you know, you have to be proud of what you've done. It's about you, and it's about documenting your memories. And, you know, even if it's your creative process, then it's a case of, and we were talking about this last night in the live chat too, you know, it's about your creative process and your growth along the way from, you know, back in, you know, however long ago, like I've been scrapping for 8 or 9 years with a break here and there, and, you know, you see growth in that period of time. Some people have only been doing it for a few years, and yeah, it's about that, you know, or it is about just documenting the memories, and doesn't matter how it looks as such, you just, yeah. So for me, it's a bit of both. You got to let go, and I find that hard too sometimes, but yeah. Anyway, so doing this is another bit of a fillery kind of journal card. Again, just adding some little bit of journaling there. As I said, I kept it very general, very brief, because the photos are from different points of our week away, and just using bits and pieces there from the chipboard, exclusive printables, and the die cut packs as well. And then I just thought I'd put like a little zigzaggy kind of border. It just, the whole pack, I guess the whole feel of it is that whole, you know, rough kind of lightning bolts and those kind of things, you know, so I just did that. I thought it needed a bit of a border, so I just added that as well. Now, I did fiddle around with my placement of my 4. When you look at the layout in a whole, you'll see that it's the pocket page protector that has the 4 4x6 horizontal spots, and then the 4 3x4 across the middle. And I did play around with placement of, you know, when I try and put those in the middle, I try to make sure that it's an even spread of colour and things like that, just so it looks, you know, pleasing to the eye. Also, it's eye-catching and doesn't clash or anything like that. So when I did this card at first, I was like, oh, is that a bit boring? And I usually put my photos in and then I put my papers in, or my cards or whatever. So this one had lots of colour on the photo, so I wasn't too worried when I ended up putting the paper in that it was just the grey and the white. So, and then I thought, well, I'll just add a couple of pops of colour with the embellishments, and that's fine. I think that looks quite good. You know, sometimes your photo is enough of colour, you don't need anything else. And that was fairly true of this card here, which is just of my 2 older kids, of our 2 older kids, just at the beach on the first full day that we were up there. There was this gorgeous little beach around the corner as such from my sister-in-law's house, and there was no big waves. It was just nice and peaceful, lots of people there at school holidays, but it was perfect, and it was perfect for my little 5-year-old to jump in and get used to the water again. And yeah, so it was great. So I struggled a bit with my Uniball white pen there. I don't know if anyone else, I haven't used it in such a long time, to be honest, that it hasn't dried up, but it just would not work. I had to scribble around on some other bits of paper for a bit to get it to really work. It was driving me nuts. I have a spare one sitting there, so it might be that one's, maybe it's nearly running out. I don't know, but I don't know if it can just sit in the pot for a little while without being used. Maybe it's something that has to be used regularly, otherwise the ink starts to dry. I don't know. So just be warned that you might have to give it a good warm-up before you use it if you haven't used your white Uniball pen for a while. So just going back to these thickers again, I wanted to add some more of those in, just to tie the title card back in with the rest of the spread. And this was perfect, this little frame. Now there's a black and a white one of these frame, and the same with these little arrow pieces as well. You can see in the screen that I've just then in the corner, you can see the black as well. I went with these ones, which I fight with, as you can see, with these lovely fingers of mine just don't work, especially with the cold. And I think it says fun and the 3 hearts and love, I think. And I just put the little white building cities down the bottom because it was calling to me, and I thought it looked good and somewhat suited, getting away from the the big city kind of thing. Even though we only live in Canberra, it's not really the big city, but it just suited, I guess. And adding in some more enamel dots here, just trying to keep that tying everything in, keep I want effect through this spread as well. So, and plus I really love these. I think they're really pretty. I don't think they're going to last very long in my stash. I think I'll end up using a fair bit of them because I really, really like them. Might have to go and jump in and order some more when the new kits are due to come back out. Send them in, my new kit. And just adding another little white border with my pen, with my white Signo pen again. And here's the green. Now, if you watched my unboxing, I had a challenge for us to use the green pattern paper. Now, I can't remember if I used it in my first July post. I have a feeling I might have. Mine's gone blank. I think I did, but I think I used it as layering. This time I've used it in a big, bold, single piece. I use it as a card, but I'm still going to use it. I'm yet to use it as one big piece, 12 by 12 piece. So I would love to see those that have used it for if you've used it and created like a 12 by 12, or even if you do like other size kind of layouts, if you've used this green pattern paper on its own, share them in the Facebook group. I would love to see if you've gone with the challenge of using this green pattern paper, because I know green is not a color that is used very often, especially one like this where it's a real bold sort of grassy kind of green, vibrant green. But I find that I haven't had a lot of trouble using it, maybe because it's coordinated with this kit, this collection, I don't know, but it seems to have fitted in. I've fitted in quite. And even with this, I thought, oh, I'll pop it in there because I know I'd set the challenge to use it. And I was like, oh, how's it going to go? But it's worked. I like it. The one thing I do struggle with is the black, like, film piece in kits or in ephemera packs. I'm like, but I used it in this, so I was happy with that. So just use some clear stickers. I'm loving the clear stickers as well. I think they'll end up being used up fairly quickly. And yeah, a couple of those wood veneer pieces that came in the kit as well. And that was one of the big filler cards done. And another trick I try to do when I'm doing a spread like this is, especially if it's a mix of, I try and mix it up with the photos and the filler cards, is, and you'll see it when I do the end shots, is if for example, this photo sits in the top left corner, I will try and have a photo in the bottom right corner. And then, so if like I have the title card in the top right, and then like I just had that green filler card in the bottom left. To me, it just looks a bit balanced to the eye as well. It sort of looks down across the page a little bit, and it's even the same. I try and do the same in the middle. I might have a photo, filler card, photo, journal card, or filler card, or something like that. That to me is just how I do things. That's just my little trick with Project Life. In setting it all up, I know I could be overthinking it here, but that to me is just how I organize it and how I feel it looks best. Again, it's something I discussed last night in regards to not always trusting my own creativity and how others may not trust their creativity. So coming up with little tricks to feel like we're doing it right, I guess. So this is the photo that's in the bottom right corner. So I'm just adding I just added a little bit embellishments to the two photos, just because they're of two different things. One was, that last one was of the last day. We had dinner the last night we were there, and it was absolutely beautiful dinner, and the view, we were looking out over the beach, and that photo was just me and my son getting morning tea on the first day we were there, which was kind of contrasting each other, which was really cool. And that, my friends, is this spread done. I do have a second side to this, but this video went long enough, so I will potentially chuck some photos up once I do the second side, but there will be some close-ups at the end. I will see you all again soon with another Facebook post. Leave us a like and comment for any questions, and I will see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.